This Hey Not is on the air. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody, depending on what time zone you're in. And welcome to another and I'm telling you, this is really an exciting edition of Lunch with Len. And Laura here too. And we have a special guest today, Carrie Bannigan. And I was going to read you from Carrie Bannigan's website and tell you all about Carrie, but I had to close everything down. We couldn't get the webinar to launch. And you folks that have been with me for a while know this story. The various shades of Google Hangouts deciding it may or may not cooperate on rare occasions. Anyhow, Carrie's a mom. She's a businesswoman. She's a network marketer, and she loves puppies. I remember all that about her. She loves puppies, right, Carrie?
I do, yes.
She can't have too many puppies.
Never.
I haven't asked her how many puppies she actually has. Maybe we should know.
I have 2. I've been limited to 2.
Limited. The universe has limited her to 2 puppies. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. Ellen, thank you. Welcome aboard. Sandy, welcome. Bill, glad to see you here, buddy. Sandy, welcome. Well, we got 2 Sandys. We got Sandy Lilly and Sandy Nielsen. I thought I was repeating myself. Chris, hello, Chris. Good to see you. Annie, there. Welcome aboard, everybody. And today, I'm just going to get out of the way here, shut my mouth, and turn this on over to Carrie, who's going to, well, Carrie, why don't you tell us what you're going to tell us about? Because I'm really anxious to learn all about this stuff. So let me just turn it over to you.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Hey, everyone. It's really great to meet you all. And I am going to talk to you guys about the bullet journal. I love my emerald green bullet journal. And I know a lot of you are probably wondering it's a notebook, right? So I'm going to actually share my screen with you all. I have just a small presentation that will walk through what this is. And we will get started. So I'm excited. Thank you so much, Laura and Lynn. This is awesome, to be able to do this. So thank you so much. You guys offer a lot to your community for knowledge, and I'm really appreciative of this. So can you see my screen?
I can. This is awesome. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carrie's first time doing a webinar on air, so applaud her. She's got this down pat. Maybe I can learn something from her.
Oh, thank you so much, Lynn. Let me add, this is my first PowerPoint presentation or making ever also.
Wow.
So I'm really excited. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys get a lot of value out of this. So, all right, we'll just get started. What I'm going to talk to you guys about is the bullet journal and habit tracker. How you can become more organized and productive so you can crush your goals in 2017. So today what we'll be covering is, well, what exactly is a bullet journal? And if you ever look online and you see BUJO or B-U-J-O, it's just a short acronym for bullet journal. Why having one is important, how it can increase your productivity, what exactly goes in one of these things, and my favorite one is the habit tracker. I'll show you guys that a little bit later and you'll see why I like it so much, and how it all works. Now, before we begin though, I just want to ask you guys a few questions and see how many of you can relate like I can to these. So do you ever feel that you were very busy all day long, but you don't feel very accomplished? Maybe you are wondering, what was I really productive at? Or at the end of the week especially, do you ever look back and wonder, where did all of my time go? I know I was super busy, but what did I do, right? I know I ask that myself quite often. And how many of you guys have Post-it notes laying around? Maybe some notebooks on your computer, you've got notes on your kitchen table, in your car, everywhere, right? Sometimes you just grab whatever you can and write down. And if you had a way to track all your to-dos or your goals, would you actually see where that time was going? And do you think that that would help? Well, I'm going to show you. I think that it can. I've been using mine for 12 days now, and it's actually helped a lot. So what is a bullet journal? Well, the concept of a bullet journal is known as a customizable and forgiving system. It's used to quickly keep track of tasks, events, birthdays, as well. And what a lot of people are using is a notebook, and you can use any notebook. So you can get started today with a clean notebook that you maybe have laying around. Maybe it was on sale and you picked it up, but you want this notebook to be dedicated and only for this purpose. And for all of you digital folks out there, this is actually available in digital format, so you can put that on your phone and do it on the go as well if you don't want to carry a notebook around. So within this bullet journal, it can be your to-do list, your diary, your sketchbook, your notebook, but what I think it will become for you is everything. I know that now that I have stopped putting notes everywhere and started using my bullet journal, that it is all of these things. I can sketch, I can write my to-dos, my goals, and it's really just all kept together, which really helps me feel a lot more organized. So why is having one important? Well, like I just said, it does help you stay more organized versus having multiple areas to keep everything, all your notes and appointments. It provides a great visual for what you have planned. As I'll show you in a minute, there's a future tracker, so you can actually, track some things that are happening in the future so you don't forget. It helps you stay on track with your daily activity. And I know for myself, I like to make the lists and check them off or scribble through them. So marking off tasks and completed activity actually feels gratifying. And you can actually track it so you know you're being productive. And one of the best parts as well is that now that you're keeping it all in one place, you can keep track of the months and look back to see how you need to improve or what needs to. So I really like that concept that I can look back a couple of months and see where I was and celebrate where I have come as well. So how can you use this to increase your productivity? Well, now that the focus is placed on the daily activity versus wondering what to do with your time, you will become a lot more productive. Like I said before, with everything in one place, you're more organized. It's a one-stop shop. And, I don't know, how many times do you guys come home maybe from dropping off the kids, or you come home from work and you have so many things that you need to get done, but you really don't know what to focus on first, or you just maybe you even let yourself get into that dreaded word of overwhelm and you just chalk it up and maybe go to bed because you really don't know what to work on. Well, with the daily list, you'll be able to see that and start knocking out those things in no time at all. Each day, week, and month will paint a vivid picture of true productivity without the guesswork. So when you're tracking these items, which I'll show you a little bit later, it really does show you visually, especially with some colors. If you like to add different colors, it'll show you when you have achieved something and when you haven't. So you can really know when you were productive and when you weren't. And you can also write down notes of why you weren't. So you can go back and address those and tackle those issues and hopefully, kick those to the curb so you can stay on track with your goals. And you will know what is working for you and what isn't. You can easily tweak it to become more productive. I know that in one of my trackers, I notice I'm not really using it very much. So it might not be one that I will carry over to next month because it's not very productive for me to keep track of that one. So what exactly goes in this thing? Well, again, since it's a forgiving system, anything can, and I really mean anything. I've seen from meal plans to just a quick diary to keeping track of your blood sugar levels. If there are any diabetics out there, that might be something you'd want to track, and maybe you have a goal to keep your sugar level at a certain point where you can visually see what that was day to day. But with it being anything, there is still some format that you need, and the bullet journal actually gives you a standard format which includes a key, an index, a future log, And the rest of the journal is open. Now, the journal that I chose to get is a dotted journal so that you can draw lines, and they're really light so you can doodle on it and not see those little dots. And those can be used for days, weeks, months, or any of your habits. Rapid logging. Now, if any of you guys don't know what rapid logging is, it's basically a very quick to do. You don't write a drawn out sentence. It's very quick. You know, get Jennifer's present. Just something very quick. These are events, these are tasks, dust furniture, just very quick, rapid things that you would log. Your tasks. So maybe you have different tasks that you do each day, water the plants, you know, sweep the floor. In your business, you definitely have different tasks using your daily method of operation, right? So maybe you have follow-ups on your lists. Anything that really is just a task that you want to get done. And events such as a company event that's coming up, or birthday, anniversary, anything like that. Now, with that standard format, you can also make your own format. So some additional formats are maybe goals, birthday lists, again, meal planning, family time, savings. And that's where the habit tracker comes in, which, like I said, is my favorite part, because I like to draw out visual things that will help inspire me. And if you guys want to see it, I'll show you a little bit of my journal later. But I really do enjoy this part because it's very gratifying for me. So you can make a tracker to keep track of saving money, maybe daily gratitude, or maybe you want to get your 10,000 steps in, right? I know a lot of people are using the Fitbits and such. So you can actually just log in your journal if you made it or not, and then visually go back and see all of these things. And that's what this is really all about, is having that visual in front of you at the end of the month, the end of the week, whichever you pick, and know where you need to tweak some things. You can doodle in it as well. And maybe some detailed notes from webinars or team calls that you have. I know that, you know, a lot of people who are building teams, maybe you want to keep some different pages on your team members so you can keep track of their goals and go back and touch base with them perhaps. So that might be one that you would want to do. So how does it all work? Well, first, I highly recommend that you start off, before you even get anything going, is defining your goals. I really enjoy the GWIFD method. If you guys want to know any more about that, just let Lynn and Laura know, and I'd be more than happy to explain that. But you definitely want to define the goals, and that's what's great about doing this at any time, is that you can have a new goal whenever you want, right? And I like to do daily goals, weekly goals, and monthly. So just some examples, maybe one of my goals is to have a daily meditation or do a Facebook Live, or maybe I want to call my mom daily, right? Weekly could be exercising 3 times. If you're a blogger, maybe you want to blog twice. Or monthly, maybe you want to read a couple books, or I know one of mine is to actually send out mail correspondences more often, just some thinking of you cards, or you know, birthday cards actually. So after you define your goals, then you want to get your supplies. And like I showed you my pretty green notebook, you can use any notebook that you like. You'd want to get some non-bleed pens, a ruler, for any of you crafty people out there, washi tape just for decoration, stickers, and really guys, it's anything that inspires you. So if you want to clip some pictures of your kids and put them in there so that when you open it, you see their smiling faces, then by all means, this is a catch-all notebook. So you just throw it in there and you're good to go, whatever inspires you. Now, once you get those supplies together, then you get to start creating, and this was the fun part. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed if you start Googling the bullet journal. There are some amazing graphic artists out there that have beautiful penmanship. They know how to do calligraphy. I don't know, it's just beautiful. So I know I kind of got overwhelmed looking at it, and I'll share some pictures of mine in a little bit, and you'll see that it's nowhere near, so don't feel bad when you start drawing in yours. But you can definitely get some ideas online, and you can select a layout. And it's really your opportunity to be creative. You will find a lot of different versions, and you'll want to pick something that really speaks to you. Again, this is something that needs to inspire you. You are going to want to do it every day, so just pick what you like. And you can create your calendars, you can note your future events, anything that you want in the habit tracker or in the bullet journal, right? And then discipline. This is where it really all comes together, guys, is the discipline. You can draw these charts, you can buy the notebook, you can get all the pretty pens that you want, but if you don't have the discipline to go back and actually track your habits and your goals, then it won't work too well. It's really only as good as you are at working it. So have that discipline, give it a try so that you can become more productive and you can see, where you are, what do you have going on for the day. All right, so this is just a little graphic, guys. I hope you guys can see it. I had a hard time putting it on the slide, but I did want to let you all know, if you are interested in this little graphic, just let Len and Laura know, and I can shoot it over to you guys, and you can have this. It's a very quick reference, 6 key essentials to creating a successful bullet journal for your business, and it just quickly goes through each of the steps that I went through on the other slide. So just let them know. I'll get that over to you. And now here are some examples of what a bullet journal looks like. Now, these are from my bullet journal, so I'm sharing this with you guys. And there's the green notebook that I showed you all, my ruler, and just some pens that I got. Inside of the bullet journal, and again, I hope you guys can see these pictures, but the bullet journal comes with a key already in it, and it tells you what type of symbols to use for each item. So a task is a bullet, and when you complete the task, you make an X through it. And it goes through, you can make an asterisk for things that are a priority, and then it gives you a lot of open squares that you can do whatever you want with that will make sense to you. Because when you open this journal, you want to be able to look at the page and see the symbol and know exactly what needs to be done, or if anything needs to be done at all. So here's an example of my weekly planner. So I did January by the week, and I have just a few things down. One of my goals was to walk my dog more, so I have that written down, and I picked some days that I would like to do that on. So it's basically drawing out in your bullet journal each day of the week and putting in some things that you want to make sure you hit. So these are kind of like tasks for me, or goals, and you can do the same thing. Now, my favorite one is the daily tracker, and as you can see, I think this is a very, very good visual. This is the items that I have listed that I want to do every day. And you can see there are a lot of blank squares. So right away, I can tell you this many days in that there are some things that I need to work on, or I really need to evaluate that daily goal that I set for myself to see if it's something that's realistic or that I really want to keep up with. And here is an example of a habit tracker. So habit, not habit really, I guess. This is a goal, if you will. On the left-hand side, I have a Colorado trip planned. And I've planned out from the day that I want to take my trip and the paydays that I have and how much I need. So I've divided all of that up, and I have decided that each payday I need to save $100 and put it towards my Colorado trip. So I made a square that represented each $100, and every time that I have that 100 in my account, then I get to color in a square. So I think that, if you guys can see this picture, then you'll agree that it's a really good visual, because if I skip some weeks and it gets to the date of my trip and I haven't saved, then, you know, it's just one of those visuals that will either drive you or maybe make you think, okay, where do I need to shift my priorities to make my goals really come true? And my other favorite is actually the page on the right. It is my attempt at a sunshine burst. And basically this is my gratitude tracker. So every single day I am writing something that I'm grateful for. And at the end of the 31 days for January, the entire sunburst will be full and I'll be able to see all of the things that I was grateful for that month. So those are just some examples from my book. And now I'm open for questions. Can you guys see and hear me?
Yes, we can see him. Well, I can hear you. I was muted.
Yeah, I was muted too. I can't see Carrie.
Yeah, you haven't. She hasn't come off the screen share.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So
let's see. How do I turn that off? There we go. Ah.
So one of the things that I was thinking about is that we talk a lot about daily methods of operation. So, and I have a fairly substantial DMO list that I'm supposed to get accomplished every day. And notice the use of the word supposed, because, yeah, you know, I'll be the first to admit that I don't always get everything on my DMO done every day. But so how does a DMO, for example, integrate into this concept? And I think I have an idea, but I'd like to ask you your opinion.
Well, I think that it actually works with the page. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see. Were you able to see the pictures that I included?
You know, honestly, Carrie, no, the pictures were not. You would have to put one picture per slide.
Aha.
You couldn't possibly put all those pictures up on one slide and have anybody be able to see them.
Okay,
So,
well, let's learn from first PowerPoint. Well,
no, you did an awesome job. Awesome. But you know, yeah, you got to get those pictures bigger.
Okay, thank you.
You got your tracker there?
I do. So can you guys see
Hold it
that?
up and let's see it. Yeah, put it up in front of the camera. Let's get a look at it.
Do you guys see that?
Yeah, there you go. Hold it now. Try to hold it still. Look at it. Look at the. I can't really read it, but I get an idea of what's there. Oh, I like it. Okay, so I see the days are going across the top and the tasks are going down. And then you're filling in little boxes as the tasks get accomplished.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that what's happening? Okay, so but basically it provides a quick visual. I can look back through 10 days or so there now and see what I did, what I didn't do, and maybe refocus my goals.
Yes, sir. So that's where I was getting with the visualization, because you can tell that there are some things that I haven't done and I really need to reevaluate what I have written down, or I need to shift my time around so I can actually achieve these goals.
So I see. So what I think I see there is, for example, if my question about my DMO is I can list my daily method of all the things that I want to do daily, Don, and then have the days going on, and then just fill in the ones that when I did them. And
absolutely.
I used to do that in an Excel spreadsheet, but I got lazy and quit filling out my Excel spreadsheet.
Yes, that's where the discipline comes in. And sometimes, I'm going to be quite honest with you guys, it is not fun opening that journal and not being able to fill in a square. So it really does bring that realization to the forefront of what did I do with my time, or what really matters to me. And because I want to fill in those squares. So you can definitely use that for your DMO. Just list out every task and then color in your square each day as you go.
Yeah, I see that as pretty useful. And you know, circling back to the beginning, I think we must all have the same thing. At the end of every day, you sit back and you go, well, I've been out of bed since 4 o'clock this morning. What in the hell did I get accomplished today? I mean, my God, where are the hours? Where have they gone?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes, I know I've told Laura that quite a few times. And, you know, I know a lot of you out there are busy parents. I actually hold a full-time job. So when I get off of that job, my before hours and my after hours, you know, I really need to hone in what I'm going to do so that I can be productive each day.
Okay. So does anyone else have any questions, or is there anyone out there who would like to come over and interact with Carrie directly? Now, Carrie, I don't know how much time you have. I know you're on your lunch hour at work. So is there a boss there cracking a bullwhip, and if you're not back to work in 2 minutes, you...
No, I have time.
Okay. So
I have a question.
But before you do that, Laura, let me just open it up here so that if there's anyone out there who would like to come over and talk directly, interact with us, let me know and I'll bring you across. So Laura, you're on. I'll be quiet now.
Okay, well, my question was, in the beginning you kind of talked about the digital, and you said that you could also do this digitally.
Yes.
Is that like, is there an app out there? Because I don't really know. I don't know that I would do it digitally because I'm a visual person, and I think now seeing the presentation, I think, well, I know that digitally would not work for me. But I was just kind of curious, just for, you know, maybe somebody else out there who was thinking about looking at it digitally or can do it digitally, maybe it would be good for them.
Yes, I believe there are a few apps out there. I know one way is to like Len was doing before, is to use Excel and write down your tasks for the day. And maybe you can make a workbook out of it and have each tab as something different. And I want to say Project 53, but I'm not 100% certain. I was coming across a few things last night for some digital versions. So yeah, I know that the screens weren't so easy to see, but so far, you know, I'm already up to page 20 in this journal. So I do flip back and forth a lot. So I think that on the digital version, maybe clicking through tabs, or on the app, maybe it's a little bit more friendly. But yeah, I'll definitely have to look into it more. Maybe we can do a digital version webinar at some point. That would be cool.
That might be neat.
Yeah.
You know, this would be very, very simple to implement with Excel,
Mm-hmm.
from what I've seen. Now,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm an expert on it yet. So there may be some examples of things. I mean, for example, the pretty little sun that you drew that you're filling in for your daily gratitudes. Maybe that's not so simple to draw a sun on Excel. I don't know. But certainly something like CMO.
Yeah.
A single spreadsheet could do a whole month where you list your daily activities in a column, and you just have the days across the top, and you just check them off.
Right.
Now that's a little bit difficult to implement in Excel.
That's correct. And I don't know what the digital versions offer, but I don't know if you can tell, this is supposed to be popcorn. So this is my attempt at,
Well, clearly butter popcorn. It's extra butter.
It's, you know what, it's so soggy with butter. I love it. But one of the goals that I had was I actually wanted to watch more movies and just have that quiet time. So have you guys ever had where you see a trailer and you're like, oh, I want to watch that movie? Well, if you don't write it down right away, then most likely you're going to forget until it's, you know, way later, and then you'll say, oh, hey, I wanted to see that movie. So my goal with this little popcorn tracker here is when I do see movies like that, I can write them down. And then when I watch them, I'll just color them in. So I want to start seeing a movie every month. So that's 12 new movies in a year. And this will help me keep track of what I really wanted to see so I don't miss it.
That's awesome. That almost reminds me of like books. If you're on the internet and people tell you, you know, hey, try reading this book. Have you ever heard of it? And they might say like a little blurb, and you're like, oh, yes, I'm going to write that down. You grab a Post-it note, and yeah, that would help me organize that. Maybe do a page of like front page books or something.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I like that idea too, because what happens to me is somebody recommends a book to me, and 2 or 3 days later I'm going, what was the name of that book? Who recommended it? And
Yeah.
it's like, and I really wanted to read it. I just don't remember who recommended it or what it was.
Yeah, I actually came across a Post-it note the other day that said 10X on it. Well, now I remember that it's Grant Cardone's 10X book, but when I had the Post-it note, I was like, 10X, like 10 times what? What am I supposed to do 10 times? I couldn't even remember.
So habit tracking. Is there any more to habit tracking than we didn't talk about? I guess I sort of had a different vision in my mind of keeping track of things that, or identifying our habits. We have habits that we do that we're unconscious of. The program is running in our subconscious mind, and we just do it. Mm-hmm. And we're not aware of it sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. So one of the things that I didn't cover was you could actually make a page for when you do realize that. For example, the scroll hole of Facebook. I'm guilty of it. I will start falling down the trap of scrolling on Facebook, and before I know it, 30 minutes to an hour is gone. So my suggestion really is to write that down when you notice it. And when you're filling out those squares and you can't actually color it in, then you should write down why you couldn't so that you could revisit that. So really the habit can be two different ways. It can be tracking the habits that you want to improve, and it can be tracking the goals that you've set so that you can make sure that you're on target. Like the saving for the Colorado trip, I know each payday I should put in there, but if I can't, then I should track why. Maybe something came up. Maybe I had an unexpected medical bill. I definitely want to write that down, and that way I know, because it's a lot harder at the end of that span to go back and say, well, why did I miss that month? And you may start to feel, well, I didn't get it done. Well, it was because of this. So now you can actually see those things. There's really so much that you can track with the habit tracker.
Well, this all sounds like fun. I guess the bottom line, though, is that this is not something you go out and you buy a kit to do. It's something you just get a notebook and some pens and you start doing it.
Yes. Yeah. So there is an official, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I think it's Letrium, but it's an actual bullet journal. And all it has is just papers, dots. I think you can see the dots. You can get graph paper. You can use a regular notebook, but you really want it to be dedicated so that you grab this for everything. If you want to know what you're doing tomorrow, you grab this and you know. If it's the beginning of the month, I want to be able to look at February and see what I have planned. I have a trip coming up here in January, so I have that blocked off. And I know that maybe I need to shift some things. So maybe my blogging day is on that travel day. Well, at least now I have a future forward picture and I can rearrange that schedule versus, last minute. So it can be anything. You can order this online. You can get pens anywhere, really. I can give you guys a list if you like. I've tried some. It's good. Here's a suggestion and a tip for you guys. Whichever notebook you get, go to the back page and make a pen page and test all of your pens there, and then flip the page over and see if it bled through. I wish I had known that before, because I was using some of my distress markers, and it actually, it bled through to the other page. So you can see that really is not so attractive on the other page. So I now have, just a pin page in the back so I can test them, and I can do it right there at the store so I don't buy it, right? But it can be anything that you have at home as long as you just keep it all together.
Cool. Awesome. Well, you did a great job, Carrie. That was really an awesome presentation. I learned a lot today. I hope everybody else did. How about you folks in the chat, lighten up some E's for C's for Carrie and let her know she did a great job.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you got value, Lynn. You know,
Uh,
it's really a good way to help stay more productive.
And Ellen, I hope you know I was just joking with you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And you're right, Ellen. It can definitely be a way to track your bad habits.
All right, everybody.
Thanks.
Well, for those of you who are new to Lunch with Len, we usually try to go just about a half hour, sometimes a half hour and change. We're done for today, and unless there's any other questions or comments, we'll just go ahead and shut it down and let Carrie get back to her job. I hope you like job.
He didn't just say that.
Yes, I get to go back and go have some more fun. So, you know, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. You know, this is really awesome.
It was an awesome presentation, and for first time and for first on PowerPoint, you did a just incredible job. Thank you so much. It was really, really a lot of fun. And,
I'm gonna go get my journal.
Yeah,
yay. Well, if you guys,
I'm going to play with this. I like the idea.
all right. I would love to see what you guys have. If you need any help, guys, you can reach out to me. Get with Lynn and Laura. They can get you in contact with me, and I'll help you in any way that I can.
Well, for openers, everybody ought to send Carrie a friend request and get to know her on Facebook, or at least follow her. And she does have a website. It's carriebannigan.com, isn't it?
Yes, sir. CarrieBannigan.com.
Bannigan. There's no R in there. Bannigan.com. So it's pretty simple to find. CarrieBannigan.com. Did I manage to type that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Carrie Bannigan.
Yep.
So yeah, and so you can go check out her website. She's got some really nice stuff out on her website. It's a very nice site. And yeah, what else can I say? So we're going to shut it down.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Here.
Hello, everybody. Have a great day. Bye for now.